Well, I'm glad to be interviewing you this evening because I absolutely am in love with your art.
Thank you.
Since you're a giant, what is it, like 16 foot tall?
She's almost 9 feet tall.
Oh my goodness. Just absolutely captivating.
Thank you.
If those of you at home don't know, you need to go on to her Instagram and actually you need to see it in person. I don't know when you're going to have it in person next.
Yes.
But she's got a 9 foot tall, beautiful piece of Cardi B. And how long did that take you?
Oh my goodness. I think that took me like 120 hours to paint. And then I don't know how long it took me to actually like build the frame and like frame it. That was a whole other ordeal.
Because you had to pull that canvas and everything.
Yeah, tools I've never used before were used. It was a whole thing. But honestly, it turned out great. So I'm going to hold on to her for a little bit longer.
Right? I wouldn't want to sell her either. I'd be like,
I'm not ready to let her go.
You're like, you can look, but she's not for sale.
Yeah, I'm going to keep her with me a little longer.
Okay, I'm moving way far ahead. So we're gonna like turn the wheels back right now. I'm gonna get to know you. I'm gonna peel back your layers tonight.
Okay.
That's my jam. So tell me a little bit about yourself before you started art, or maybe art started at, I don't know, super young age. But we're gonna go back to the beginning. Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to this art world.
Yeah, so I've always been a creative. Like since I was younger, I've actually started with like dancing.
Okay.
Since I was a baby, I was always dancing. I did the whole competitive thing. Art was is something I didn't think about. Like I was always drawing as a kid. Drawing instead of doing my homework, like that kind of stuff. I never really thought about it. It was just something I did for fun. It wasn't until like I kind of got older and I guess like becoming an adult, art was just like hiding from being an adult, my responsibility. So I kind of just became engulfed in it. And then by the time COVID like had hit, there was nothing else to do but like art. So I really was just like, you know what? I want to do this. It's what makes me happy.
So moving into like, I know we talked about your Instagram and things like that. How do you feel like you've navigated with social media as a tool through art?
I think I, like many artists, hate it. It just takes away, and I'm trying so hard to like be better at creating content, and it's the worst.
I feel like this has been a huge debate with, you know, the art world, artists, singers, performers, things like that. It's like, I feel like we have to play this delicate game with, you know, it's no longer about like quality of art or quality of songs and things like that. It's just about, oh, how many followers do you have?
Right.
And it's not like, I mean, it could be like Jackass McGee up there. And then like, oh, sweet, we have 1 million followers, so you must be great.
Right.
Is there anything that you've found that has kind of helped benefit? Or is it just kind of like deterred you and you're like, no?
Honestly, it's just like it's a daily struggle. Like I try not to get deterred by it, but yeah, it's just hard. Honestly, the best thing that social media has done is just like get me connected with people. But I find like when I do shows, that's how I get followers. Like I don't get followers from my content because it's just really not that good. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I hate doing it, and I forget to do it. I'm, like, in the middle of painting, and I'm like, oh, dang, I was supposed to get that. And I have
like, so many. I just want to live life.
No, I have so many unfinished, like, videos. My TikTok, like, drafts folder is insane. Like, hundreds of
She's like, I got those drafts on lock. They're
like,
ready to go.
Started, but then, like, they just, the process gets lost somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a constant battle.
It really is. I need to hire somebody to
I did that.
help me.
I finally gave in. I was like, listen, I need to just hire a media person. So I'm telling you, it's worth every penny. So definitely, I'll give you my guy.
Okay, good. Sounds great. I need him.
So there's a whole stereotype our whole lives you hear of like starving artists. What's your take on that?
It's true. It's so true. Yeah, like 4 years in LA, I feel like the past 6 months I've really just started like consistently selling artwork, and even just getting classes with doing the paint and sips, stuff like that. But prior, I look back and I'm like, I don't even know how I survived. Like rent and just feeding myself. I'm like, wow, I don't know how I did that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's crazy.
I feel like I had this conversation with someone this morning. We were like, so many people come into, it could be artistry, it could be the music world, and they're like, look, I just want to quit my day job.
Yeah.
And then the reality is, no, you're probably going to have that day job along with your artistry job for forever, for the foreseeable future. I think especially in LA or California in general, because it's so expensive. The prices are just
so expensive. And then it's like a whole other thing. It's like if you have a job, how do you even find the time to be creative then? It's a juggling act. It's real hard, but honestly, I've just kind of given all into this art thing. And although it's been hard, it's been super rewarding. So I'm just going to keep at it, even though I'm still kind of struggling, but it's okay. Yeah. I'm starting to see the light a little bit, so we're getting there.
Well, like you said, it's kind of like your escape, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So use it as your, therapy or whatever, just kind of your little magical time to yourself.
Yeah, I totally get lost. Like, I start painting, and I'm like, wait, what time is it? What day is it? Like, it's just totally like a mental escape for me.
How long do you usually say, like, you'd spend on a painting? Like, you're going to go home tonight and start painting. How long would you typically spend?
It really depends. Sometimes I can get lost in painting for like 10 hours straight without eating, without doing anything. But then sometimes I'm like, I can't paint for a week. It's just like a mental block. So it really depends on my mood and what's going on. But usually I'll do like 3-hour intervals here and there. I'm a big procrastinator though, so I need to take breaks. Yeah.
That's funny. I'm totally the same way. I'm like, we'll just mess with this for a minute, and then we're going to leave it alone.
Exactly.
What would you say to, like, a young artist that's just starting out? What is some advice?
As cliche as it sounds, keep going. A big piece of advice I would also give to artists is get out there in shows. I talk to a lot of artists who are scared to get involved with the art gallery, or they're just like financially not ready. Just do it, find a way, because an art show, like, it's an investment in yourself. And whether you're selling a painting or meeting someone who's gonna like benefit you, everywhere I've gone today is because I've been, I've been doing galleries and meeting people. You never know who will help you and just better your art career. You really don't. It could be anybody.
Absolutely. The networking is key.
Yeah. I can tell everybody. Always make fun. They're like, I guess it was another networking day, but you could really meet anybody at any time.
You never know who's watching, too.
That will change your life.
Going to come through and see those pieces and be like, okay, this is what I want in my place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But just keep going, and you have to believe in yourself, because no one's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
100%. Okay, so let's talk about little Jordan, where the art started. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Toronto, Canada. The cold.
Oh, the cold. She's like, the cold. Oh. So what brought you this way? What brought you to the West Coast?
I really wanted to just move somewhere. I didn't have anything tying me down, like no husband, no kids. And I was like, I feel like I need to just go somewhere else. And then I was debating between New York and LA, and then I was like, I don't know why I would move to somewhere the same weather temperament as Toronto. If I'm going to move somewhere, I don't want to see the snow. So LA it was. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely don't see snow here.
Yeah, definitely not. So that's why I'm here.
Okay. So is art prevalent in school for you?
Honestly, not really. Like, I took a couple of art classes in high school, just like for fun. But it's so weird because, like, I've been drawing my whole life. I just never thought about it. Like, it was just a distraction almost.
Okay. And what was the first medium that you picked up?
Definitely drawing, like, pencils, crayons. And then when I started getting older, I got into, like, painting because I started to want art in my space. So I would, like, create or paint something that I wanted in my room or, like, in my house. So that's kind of where that began. And then, a few people started like, oh, I want that. And then I'm like, wait, I can sell this? So that's kind of how that idea got stuck in my head.
Okay. And then inspiration wise, so I love looking at your art because I feel like it's almost fine art influence, but then your own twist on it.
Yes.
So how did that come to be? Because I feel like it's almost kind of edgy, fetishy, but fine artsy. It's a very cool blend. I love it.
Thank you. I'm just like inspired by life in general. A lot of my art is either like real, mostly women, or heavily based on like, I love classical art, like the most famous paintings. But I just like to like turn them into what I think they would look like today with like the Botox and the fake boobs and all that. Like, I don't know, it's just fun to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love it. You use a lot of straps and high heels and tattoos. I like that you incorporate the tattoos into the
I feel like I'm making art within art when I do tattoos.
I like that.
It's fun.
Have you ever thought of like tattooing or anything like that?
I actually used to tattoo.
Okay.
I started tattooing basically in Toronto. One of my girlfriends, she ran a tattoo shop. She's like, you can draw, so just like come do it. And it's cool. Like I've actually tattooed like almost my entire leg myself.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I just didn't find it like as enjoyable because like people come into a tattoo shop and they're like, I want this very specific thing. There's not a lot of like creative freedom in that, you know?
Yeah, you don't ever get well, I mean, you do get some clients that are just like, oh, do what you want.
Right.
But then most clients are, I want an infinity symbol, or nothing against people that want infinity symbols, but you want to do 80 of those a day,
exactly. It's all like the same. Yeah. It's just not enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
And it's just so much more pressure. You can't mess up with tattoos.
Yeah. You can't like paint over the canvas.
Yeah, exactly. I can't like undo on my iPad. No, none of that.
How do you feel your style has evolved over the years?
Oh, honestly, I just feel more like I feel less scared. Before I would never even, because I basically am mostly self-taught, so I would never dare to like paint a face like a portrait. So I think I'm just a little bit more daring, and yeah, I like to just experiment and I'll basically try anything. So that's helped me a lot, and I'm actually surprised by like my ability when I just like, I'm just gonna try something, see how it goes.
How is it doing? Because is it acrylic? Is that the medium?
I use mostly acrylic, sometimes oil, but it stinks, so mostly acrylic.
She's like, I'm not trying to do that in the house. Do you remember the first piece you did that you were like super proud of?
Oh my goodness, the first piece I did that I was super proud of. Honestly, I have a lot of paintings in my mom's house right now that I did. I'm trying to think. First piece is probably a Lola bunny that I like.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the background I made, it was all $100 bills with like, they were zigzags, but they look like $100 bills.
Cute.
And that was the entire background. And it's still in my old room at my parents' house above my bed. Yeah, so I think that's pretty like one of my earlier paintings that I really love, that I'm proud of.
Nice. And you said I love how you're like, I just draw stuff I want in my house. Because I know how it is. Like, you have a specific idea in your mind of what you want in your house, and you kind of refine that. So I love that you're like, oh, I'm just going to do it myself.
Exactly. And that's kind of, honestly, I think being, I don't want to say professional artist, but like doing this for a living, you kind of get wrapped up in like, okay, I need to make a painting that will sell. And I kind of started getting like a little too wrapped up in that. And then recently I'm like, no, you need to just paint like what you want, what I would want in my house. So I'm starting to get back into that. And honestly, I'm selling more paintings that way. So I just need to stick to like what I like and what I would put up in my own space.
Yeah, you feel like when you stick to your truth and like follow what you would want instead of like chasing the money.
Yes, I'm trying to get wrapped up in like what I think people want.
Yeah, and it never works out that way.
Yeah.
Because when you try and change who you are genuinely, then you're not speaking your truth to your art.
And then you get even more disappointed when it doesn't sell and you're like, I really thought this is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
where do you draw your inspiration from then for pieces? Like if you have a block and you're like, okay, I really want to make this piece.
Honestly, they're like, because I'm inspired by like art and like life, other content creators, like there's this girl, I love her, shout out to Taylor White. I have tons of paintings of her. My boyfriend actually gets pissed because he's like, why are you always painting this girl? Like, what is your obsession? But like just her content is like art in itself. and it makes me feel a way. So I'm like, I want to repaint it, put my little twist on it, and put it out there. So I love what I see, and I want to recreate it and make other people feel what I feel when I see it.
I love that. That's why same with music. Like, I'm like, okay, I know what I like, so I want to give that gift to other people. Exactly. I love that you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving forward into art in the art world, like if you had one dream and goal for like your art pieces, what would it be?
I don't know if I necessarily have like an end goal for my art per se. Like, I just enjoy creating art so much, but I am really interested in like the curating side and like the business side. I'm starting to like dip my toes into the curating side of the art world, which it's giving me like a different purpose. So I'm trying to get more involved on that side of things.
I love that. So like dealing with a gallery and like having maybe your own gallery, something like that.
Yeah. And
throwing your own shows.
Exactly. And just like helping artists. Because, when I came to LA, I knew nobody. I had no idea what was going on, what I was doing. And I met a couple artists that like really put me on to exhibit. So like, I want to be like that person for other artists that just don't know what they're doing, where to go.
Yeah, how to start, how to get it out there. That's the thing. It's like getting your name out there. There's so many artists. There's
so many artists.
What do you think was your first kind of like jumping off spot for getting your art out there?
Just moving to LA in general. Like, I felt like Toronto, there wasn't really an art scene. Like, there was an art scene. I just feel like it wasn't big enough that I could like get into it. I always felt like I was seeing the same artists, and I just didn't know how to like get into it. So moving here and just getting more involved, I kind of realized something. I'm like, is it LA or is it just me moving out here? I had to grind different because I'm away from my family. I don't have a plan B. So like I had to work a lot harder out here.
Yeah, you're like striving to survive.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just like no distractions. So I think that was like the big, okay, we're doing this. It's happening.
And is your family super supportive of you coming all this way?
At first, like my parents would never like disown me or anything. They're going to support me no matter. I have the best parents ever. Aww. Honestly, I love them so much. Shout out to them. But at first they were kind of like, okay, you moved to LA, like why? Like, okay, but like they would never say no. And I think now, seeing like how far I've come, like they're just so proud of me. And I don't know, they came to my last art show in February, and it was so nice to see them there. Like, I had a solo show. It was great.
That's huge in the art world, because I know it's really hard for artists to have supportive families, because you're like, oh, you need to go to college, you need to do this, you need to do that. So when you're like, hey, I'm going to run away to LA and be an artist. Yeah. So, yeah, big kudos to your parents for being so supportive. I see it
all the time with artists that are going through it, and I'm like, wow, I am so lucky.
Yeah,
like,
big time.
I'm so lucky.
Big time. Do you feel like any of your pieces are like a statement piece or like an escape or some sort of like storytelling? Are there any of your pieces that have that like storytelling piece to it?
Yeah, I think a lot of my pieces that I remake, I try to put like a lot of like little Easter eggs in there and just try to tell a story. I just like to see like the reactions of people when I'm at my shows. Just like, I don't know, how they react just like gives me, it just makes me happy.
What are other big artists that you look up to? Like, they can be like dead artists, shout out to the dead greats, or like new ones, things that you really look up to.
Honestly, for some reason, I always loved Picasso and Frida growing up. And for some reason, when I was younger, my mom bought me this Tiffany ring that Picasso's daughter designed, and I didn't even know it at the time.
I had no idea.
And I still have it. I'm not wearing it today, but I don't know, years later, like this was a couple years ago, I'm like, wait, this is a Picasso ring? I'm like, this is crazy. It's like a full circle moment. Like, it was meant to be. So
that is really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really neat. I have that. Now I'm gonna have to go home and look that up. I'm like, what does this look like?
I actually have it tattooed. This is what the ring looks like. It's like a little weird heart.
Cute. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like so much of Tiffany's stuff is like the hearts.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a Picasso because it's just like, it's not a standard heart. It's like a little weird. It's like offset. It's
yeah, it's always a little wonky.
Yeah, I love the wonkiness. Yeah. So
speaking of wonky, I love your the Scream
Oh, the Scream? That one?
Oh, yep, it's right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I love that. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, the Scheme.
Yep, love it. Absolutely. So, have you ever experienced a time in your life where you're like, you know what, this is just not, where you kind of like second guessed yourself, or you had like a moment where you had to like, okay, maybe this isn't for me, or maybe I need to change my path or something like that?
I've had that thought probably about 1,000 times since I moved to LA. I've been here, it'll be 4 years in July. It feels like 40, but yeah.
LA years can feel like that.
And you know what's so funny? When I first moved here, the first person I met was like, oh, I just want to be around you because you still have that sparkle and life in you. He's like, that will die as you stay here.
I feel like you still have such a spark in your eye, though.
I honestly, it's because I do what I love. And even on the bad days like that, I'm like, can I do this? I should just go home and run into my parents' arms and but honestly, I'm proud of myself for sticking through it. And I think I'm at a point where things are finally like really starting to take off in every aspect. So I'm just trying to be grateful and hold on for the ride because it's getting crazy.
Yeah, I've noticed you have a lot of shows. You sold a lot of pieces. How did it feel when you sold your first piece?
Oh my gosh. It was, I think, like my first big piece actually. I sold in Toronto, and that actually was the money that brought me to LA. So that was like incredible. My first big sale. And yeah, it's just weird knowing that people pay for something that's going to be like in their home that they look at every day. It's like, it's a good feeling. It's really weird, but it's a good feeling.
That's so, I'm like getting all misty. So what are you currently like? Are you bringing out new pieces? What are you currently working on? Can we sneak peek in anything?
I'm really trying to get into oil painting, but just the drying process. So I have like 3 paintings that I'm working on right now. I'm very excited because it's kind of like that. I'm redoing The Birth of Venus, which without giving too much away, I'm really excited for that one. It might be like one of my new favorites.
I'm excited. Is it another big one?
It's medium. Okay. It's not huge. I think I need a break from the big ones because honestly, building that was huge, but also it's like storing that is another mess, and just like taking it places.
Yeah, and not messing it up. Yeah. I'm sure it's super fragile.
And she's gone. She's has her mileage put on her.
I was gonna say, and transporting. Yeah, you're like, I don't need to rent a truck.
Yeah, it's a big ordeal, but I love her.
Yeah, I don't even know how you could part with it. So take me back to that minute when you decided to do this ginormous Cardi B piece.
I was actually living downtown in a building that had a gallery that was empty.
Oh.
And the guy who was running the gallery, he basically was like, hey, I need a gigantic painting for the window. So, like, you could paint whatever you want. And I was like, you know what? Okay, cool. And I don't know, I was listening to music, and I don't even know what Cardi B song it is. I have to think about that. But she had this amazing, like, Renaissance-y outfit. And I'm like, I need to paint that. It was everything in the moment. So, yeah, I decided to make it 9 feet tall.
Oh. That's fantastic. Yes. And again, go look it up. Tell us your Instagram before I forget to ask.
My Instagram is at Gemini, which is GXMINII.
Fabulous. Go follow her. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
So I always like to ask someone one question. That is my random question because I just have to do this. What is your favorite scary movie?
Oh, my goodness. There's too many, but probably The Conjuring.
Ooh.
I'm like a paranormal girly.
Yes.
And just the fact that it's based on a like true story, I eat it up. It's so good. I'm probably going to go home and watch that tonight.
Which one was your favorite?
The first one.
Oh, me too.
It's the best one.
So good. Nothing hits like the first one. I feel like it was the same with like Paranormal Activity.
Exactly.
Like it had it was different. It was new, like Blair Witch Project. I don't know if you ever got into that back in the day.
Oh my gosh. I remember watching that
like it. Yeah.
When I was young and being so scared.
I was so freaked out.
And then watching it like as an adult, and I'm like, what?
We're so desensitized now. Right? Years later, we're like, this is horrible.
Literally so desensitized.
You're like, oh, why did I even like this?
Right.
So what shows do we have coming up so we can see your art?
Shows. Well, I am curating for the Exhibit Sensory Overload show on May 10th.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about the lineup. It's super amazing. After that, I think I will be having my art in the Vegas show.
Perfect.
Also with Exhibit, and that will be first Friday in Vegas.
Yeah, huge shout out to Exhibit. I absolutely love them. I love
great
that I get to speak with fabulous artists and things on this show. And then they bring people out into the light. I mean, it's huge. It's a good opportunity.
They really do. There's like galleries that as artists we give ourselves to, and we like financially, emotionally, like it's draining to be in these shows. But Exhibit is just one of those galleries that like they really give back, and yeah, a lot has happened for me because of Exhibit. So I just want to spread the love and pass it forward and do for others what people have done for me.
Absolutely. So anything moving forward that you'd like us to know about you?
Honestly, I just want to make more art and do more shows and get more out there with like curating. But yeah.
Well, Miss Jordan, thank you for taking time and speaking with me today, letting me talk to you. I cannot wait to see the birth of Venus. I know that's going to be incredible. And then please go follow this lovely lady and her art.
Thank you for having me. So nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. All right. Thanks, guys.